I didn't.
Any word on the?
Please at least stand up and then.
I can't. I got a bad leg. Any word, Dan, on the signs for 980, Chartiers, and O'Hara?
We're in conversations with people for the easement right now. That's where we are.
How long do you anticipate that?
I would say we should have them wrapped up within the month.
Okay.
As soon as we have that, then I know I'll be ready to proceed.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, Ron, you want to know what she's talking about. We got a neighbor up there that has chickens, and the ordinance says you can't do that. Until you change the ordinance, that'll be enforced. And it's been well over a month since they was notified on the complaint form, and nothing's been done. And how I first realized that they had chickens over there, and I disagree with what she's saying. It was 3:30 in the morning. You have the rooster over there. No rooster. Blind, or it's not too bright. And he crowed at 8 o'clock in the morning.
I agree with that.
Try to sleep. Rooster crowed 25, 30 feet from your window.
I agree with what you're saying, but no roosters. This was for chickens only, egg laying chickens.
Well, I suppose it's a rooster crow. I never heard him say it. I know he just starts around 3:30 or 4:40. And he just goes 3 more hours at a time. That's one of the things that I have. And the second is, things up there in back on the circle where I live on Woodside Drive, and they did a little bit on Woodside. There's a big place when we first turned it, the blacktop was broke off. And if you don't watch when you turn, you get down in it, it's awful hard on tires.
Okay.
I'm wishing they would come back up and redo that. At least fill that little area, and that's all I'm asking.
All right, Bill Hurd.
We'll take care of it.
Thank you.
I'll get a crew out there tomorrow.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Yes.
Sir Dan.
Please stand so at least that's where you can. Oh, good. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down.
Dan, what type of improvements is slated for Morganza Road?
For what road?
For Morganza.
Dennis, you have to speak up so everybody can hear you. If you're not going to use the microphone, please speak up so everybody can hear you.
I can't hear.
Yeah, you go to the microphone.
What improvements, if any, have been slated for Morganza Road by?
Can't hear.
It's not on your microphone.
Yeah, he asked what improvements have been slated for Morganza Road as a part of the Coal Valley development. The answer to your question is that they have completed a traffic impact study. They've not proposed any full plan. They've identified deficiencies in the roads and probable places where they need to make improvements, but we've not seen any plans on them. In fact, we've seen gaps in somewhere.
Excuse me, wait, sir, Dan has the floor, please.
So what we've done, Dennis, and I can talk to you more distinctly maybe if we were talking together and I had the plan in front of me, but there's been gaps in some of the areas where we think they need improvements and where they're proposing improvements. And it's this big picture stuff at this time. They haven't settled in on the actual plans yet for that, how many lanes or what they need to do. But in general, you know, things that we found out were that PennDOT would be taking on any improvements to 79 interchange that they would need to do. And that wasn't going to be a responsibility of the developer. There were gaps in between where the work was going to occur for the development on Morganza and what the work at the Turnpike is doing. So there was like a lack of communication between the Turnpike and the developer and his group and PennDOT. So it was it was sort of a reckoning of all of the issues, and we were there to make sure that the township's interests are at least made known. What we feel, that being from a traffic standpoint, and I'm not the traffic guy, again, Mike is. But there were several issues that we outlined in the letter. And I don't have the letter with me tonight, but we could share it with you.
Well, with that new turnpike coming through, and it's going to be stopping right about Hendersonville, how much traffic is that going to be impacting on Morganza Road?
I can't answer that one.
But shouldn't they be responsible for the improvement of Morganza Road on down through rather than just the developer? The Turnpike?
The Turnpike Commission is for the impacts related to the Southern Beltway in that area, yes.
Right, but again,
But how far?
yeah, that's where the gap is, that they weren't considering what the developer is doing and how the two projects would work together. And that was one of the questions that we raised. There was a gap in the improvements along Morganza Road.
But just take a look at the amount of traffic that's on that Morganza Road at this point in time, especially at the hours of 4 o'clock until about 6 o'clock.
Well, we can express our concerns related to the work along Morganza, but it's not a township road. It's again a state road. Our concern would be what effect is it going to have on the local roads and really the impact to, you know, other things like the interchange and so forth. I mean, but we can express concerns, but again, at the end of the day, it's PennDOT's permit to issue. So you know that.
Okay. And then what about, you know, would the South Point traffic be the township's concern?
Sure. Anything along South Point Boulevard, yes. When it's outside of the limited access.
But when they leave South Point Boulevard and they hit Morganza Road, you know, I mean, that's still,
That's all state.
that's state, so the state should be, you know, something,
Again,
rather than just the developer, because I can see it right now with, the, you know, they start pushing all this on the developers.
there will be a development.
Exactly.
I agree.
So,
But they're all working on funding together too. I mean, that's part of it, that, you know, what can they do with various money that's available to promote development, but at the same time make responsible improvements. I think everybody's coming to the table, and in fact, the developers hired somebody to specifically make sure that the right people from the Turnpike are there and from PennDOT are there, and that they're talking to all the available people that it might have money to help with the improvements.
okay.
All right,
All right, thank you.
anybody else? Yes, further?
Bruce Gasvoda, Coleman Road. I just wondered if you guys got any plans for my road, particularly towards my house, because,
You're really beat up now.
well, I mean, I've had potholes since it started, and I got big ruts. I got bush house behind my garage because the catch basin was supposed to be replaced, or I was told 3 months ago. And
I was on your road last week, it's
it's
just
terrible. And I've had to put cones up because people are going to wreck. I heard my daughter blew a tire on it. But the problem I have is, why am I living with potholes in August? I understand the road crew has a lot of things on their agenda, and I don't fault them. But how do you schedule this out to pull road crew guys to do, say, the park? Because I was on a park board for 7 years, and whenever we needed something done in a park, we either did it ourselves or we were last in line. We understood that. So what I'm getting at is, how do you justify me having a road like that this time of year and pulling guys out for 5 weeks to work on a park? And was it feasible to sub that out? Do you have a cost on that, or?
We have, we have some information for you next month. I don't mean patching and fixing the potholes, but part of our personnel matter is staff, the road department, that's part of our executive session.
Well, it'll be winter pretty soon, we can let it go, so.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna go that far.
I mean, I don't ask for much, I mean, just bring me a half a ton of blacktop, I'll do myself.
Your road, Colton Road, is on the radar for some strip paving this year. We have to get up there with our paver in-house and do some, we have 3 sections that are very badly deteriorated up here. We just haven't gotten around to doing all that work. It's on the whiteboard. I have a whiteboard in my office, and we intend to do that before the snow flies this year. So we're playing catch up right now. I'm trying to squeeze in some vacations for the guys. And again, it's a matter of staffing for us right now.
Well, I mean, I don't fault you. I'm just saying, I just don't understand how work is, how do you
I try to get,
justify pulling
I try to
guys
get all the work in that we have. Road work, park work, by us doing it in-house, it saves a lot of money for the taxpayers. So we're playing catch up with our roads a little bit right now. I have some storm work we're doing this week, next week. That has to be done in advance of us getting back to paving, but we will get back to paving. And there are some sections on your road that we will address this year with an eye towards putting that entire road on the capital program for next year.
Well, I mean, I don't care, even if you pave it this year, just, can you get some money for just fix the damn holes for
Yes,
now?
yes,
Just, it took probably 2 hours.
yes.
Okay. That's all I need.